Chosen one, God Himself is speaking directly to you today, declaring that the time has come to reveal everything that has been carefully hidden and reserved just for you. This is no ordinary message, no casual whisper on the wind. It is a divine proclamation meant to stir the deepest parts of your soul and awaken a truth so profound that it will shock many who never saw it coming. You have walked this earth carrying a sacred silence, a heavy yet holy stillness that wrapped your life in mystery, separating you from the noise and confusion of the world. This silence was never empty. It was pregnant with purpose, waiting for the perfect moment to give birth to your destiny. You have sensed the invisible weight, the spiritual stirrings behind the scenes, the way time seemed to move differently around you, slower, thicker, more charged, as if you were existing between worlds. Now, that silence is breaking, and God is ready to tell you everything, not just a fragment or a piece, but the whole story of who you are, why you were hidden, and what awaits you on the other side of this unveiling. The truth you have carried quietly will soon become the fire that illuminates your path. Many will be shocked, not because the truth is loud or boastful, but because it has been held quietly inside you for so long, nurtured in silence until the perfect hour. So I urge you, chosen one, do not look away. Stay present, watch until the end, and write the number 777 in the comments below as a sign of your full alignment with this divine timing. This is not just a number, it is a key unlocking a new chapter, a sacred code signaling that your life is shifting into a place where dreams become blueprints and silence becomes revelation. Your destiny is calling. This is your divine moment to press into the hype, to subscribe if you haven't yet, and to embrace the unveiling that will forever change how you see yourself and how others will see you. Look back over your life and you will see the losses, the delays, the betrayals, and the doors that slammed shut in your face. You have walked through seasons of pain that made no sense at the time. Opportunities lost, relationships broken, moments when you cried out in desperation and felt like giving up. For so long, these setbacks felt like evidence that your destiny was slipping through your fingers. But here is the truth that God wants you to know. Those very setbacks were seals placed over your destiny to protect it. Each closed door was not a rejection, but a divine safeguard. Each delay was not a mistake, but a carefully orchestrated pause. Every betrayal, every loss, every moment of chaos was part of a divine architecture designed to preserve what you were meant to carry until the appointed time. The pain you endured was not punishment, but protection, a barrier that kept your destiny from being stolen, corrupted, or shortened. The universe may have seemed chaotic, but it was a divine blueprint, being reinforced, not destroyed. The very thing that felt like destruction was actually the building of a fortress around your purpose. And now, those seals are breaking. The chaos is resolving. The setbacks are transforming into steps forward. What once looked like failure is now the foundation for your rise. This is not coincidence or luck. It is divine design. Your destiny was preserved through every dark season. The timeline has been activated, and the sealed doors are beginning to open one by one. What has been hidden, protected, and preserved is emerging now, powerful and undeniable. From the beginning, you have felt different, not flawed, but distinct, carrying a frequency and a spiritual signature that no one else can replicate. You were never meant to blend in or conform. There is a code embedded in your very being, a presence that speaks without words, a power that resonates in the unseen realm. This unique spiritual identity made you a target, not because of who you were at birth, but because of who you were becoming. The enemy sought to delay you, to confuse you, to keep you from stepping into the fullness of your divine encoding. Yet through every trial, God preserved the essence of who you truly are. You have a divine DNA, a pattern written by God Himself before time began, that no one can counterfeit. It vibrates in your voice, in your thoughts, in your actions. You carry a light that flickers beneath the surface but refuses to be extinguished. This is why you have always felt watched, by angels and adversaries alike, because the power inside you is rare, powerful, and destined to shift atmospheres. You were born not just to survive, but to carry something sacred, something that shifts realities. This truth is your foundation. This is your identity as the divine carrier, the one who holds a spiritual code that activates heaven on earth. And now that your true identity is emerging, it will shock many because it challenges the old definitions and limitations that have tried to confine you. You are not ordinary. You are encoded for greatness. What you are experiencing now is not a simple awakening, but a profound divine recall, a restoration of memory that stretches beyond this lifetime. It is not random or accidental that memories, insights, and sensitivities are returning to you. This is activation. You are remembering not just facts, but essence, recalling why certain betrayals cut so deeply, why some failures felt destined, and why your soul responds in ways the world cannot explain. This is clarity emerging from confusion. It is the fog lifting after years of wandering. You are not learning something new. You are remembering what was always inside you. This recall is happening so you can fully understand your place in the divine narrative. It explains the pain, the heartbreak, the strange feelings of being out of sync. Divine recall frees you from the chains of confusion and replaces them with clarity and confidence. It aligns your heart with your purpose and your past with your present. This awakening is a spiritual reboot that reconnects you with your true self, the one who has always been waiting, watching, and preparing for this very moment. You are no longer lost. You are no longer confused. You are coming into remembrance of the powerful truth that has been dormant within you, and this remembrance will guide you into the destiny that was always meant to be yours. Throughout your journey, you have faced rejection, misunderstanding, and isolation, not as punishment, but as divine protection. People have misjudged you, walked away from you, or simply failed to comprehend the depths of your purpose. And while that pain was real, it served a sacred role. God allowed these separations because only those with clean intentions could stand near you when your truth was fully revealed. The world's misunderstanding was a filter, a purification process that kept distractions, false friends, and toxic influences at bay. The isolation you endured was not abandonment, but a strategic distance crafted by the divine to protect the unveiling of your destiny. This separation was necessary to prevent premature exposure, to shield you from the weight of misunderstanding before you were fully formed and ready to carry it. Those who left were never meant to walk beside you in this season. Their departure was part of a holy realignment. It is in this sacred space of solitude and misunderstanding that your true identity was able to surface without interference. Now, as the veil lifts, you will see how separation was not loss, but preparation, how rejection was filtration, and how loneliness was a quiet classroom where you learned to hear God's voice above the noise. The people who stayed are your true witnesses, the ones whose presence will amplify your revelation. The season of isolation is ending, but its lessons remain, fortifying your heart and sharpening your discernment for what is ahead. The time has come when your truth can no longer be contained or misunderstood. The era of revelation is here, and with it, a public unveiling that will confirm what you have always known deep inside. Your elevation will speak louder than any argument. Platforms will replace dismissals. The people who doubted you will watch, not because you seek revenge or validation, but because God is making your life a testimony. This is not luck or coincidence. It is divine alignment in its purest form. The same life that was once questioned and dismissed will now command recognition without explanation. Your journey will be the evidence that defies skepticism, the living proof of divine orchestration. Those who whispered behind your back will fall silent. Those who ignored you will pause and take notice. Recognition will not come through words, but through undeniable presence and consistent demonstration of your calling. You will find that people who once left your life unexpectedly circle back, not because they fully understand, but because they sense a shift, a light burning brighter than before. Your story will become a beacon, a testament to the power of faith, endurance, and divine timing. This unveiling is not just for your sake. It is for those who need to see that God's plans cannot be stopped, delayed, or denied. Your rise will rearrange the narrative and shock many who underestimated the quiet power you held. You are entering a new dimension of understanding, a place where patterns and timelines reveal themselves with clarity that cannot be undone. You begin to see how seemingly insignificant moments were actually hinges on which your destiny turned. You perceive the invisible threads that connected your pain, your victories, and your losses into a divine tapestry. This clarity replaces the confusion that once clouded your mind and heart. No longer are you subject to the distorted narratives others projected onto you or the lies you once believed about yourself. You know who you are, what you carry, and why you survived. This dimensional truth becomes your authority. It frees you from the need to argue or prove yourself to anyone. You walk with a quiet confidence, born not of ego, but of deep knowing. Your understanding is now a shield against manipulation and deception. Those who once benefited from your confusion will find no purchase here because you no longer operate from uncertainty. This is the revelation that shocks others, not because it is loud, but because it is unshakable. Your clarity is a declaration that your story belongs to you, and no one can rewrite it. This new perspective allows you to step into your destiny fully aware and fully empowered, no longer trapped by the fog of past pain or doubt. The time has come to live without hiding, without shrinking yourself to fit into rooms that were never designed for you. This season marks a profound shift where your truth stands boldly, unfiltered, and unapologetic. As your blessings increase, so do your responsibilities, and the eyes watching you multiply. But with this exposure comes a divine peace that overrides fear. You no longer need to defend your identity or explain your journey. your life itself becomes a testament to God's faithfulness and power. This is not about self-reveal or seeking validation. It is about God being revealed through you. Your authenticity becomes a conduit for divine truth, a living example of what happens when God's timing aligns with human endurance. The whispers of doubt that once surrounded you fall away, replaced by the undeniable presence of truth standing with you. You walk in a new confidence, knowing that your value is not determined by human approval, but by divine decree. The unveiling is not only outward, but inward, stripping away the layers of fear and pretense until only the pure essence of who you are remains. This is your moment to shine with the fullness of your God-given identity, fully exposed yet fully protected by the one who called you. Deep within your spirit, ancient memories are awakening, sacred knowledge that transcends this lifetime and speaks to a knowing that existed before you took your first breath. This is not knowledge gained from books or teachers, but from the scrolls unrolling in the spirit, revealing truths written in eternity. You are remembering who you were before the world shaped you, before life taught you to forget. This awakening is perfectly timed for a world growing louder and more chaotic, where the truth you carry becomes a beacon for others searching in the darkness. The memories that surface bring clarity to prophetic dreams, divine encounters, and moments that once felt mysterious or insignificant. These are not random flashes, but purposeful awakenings, a spiritual download that prepares you to step fully into your assignment. You carry ancestral wisdom, divine covenants, and a sacred heritage that connects you to the heavens and the earth. This ancient memory is your foundation, your source of strength, and your compass as you navigate the unfolding revelation. It is a reminder that you were designed for this time, equipped by God Himself with a legacy that is powerful and eternal. From the very beginning, you were never meant to fit neatly into any mold or blend quietly into the background. Your presence alone shifts atmospheres and disrupts the status quo. You may have tried to wear masks, adjust your tone, or shrink yourself to make others comfortable, but deep inside, you carried a fire that refused to be dimmed. You apologized for your wisdom, minimized your voice, and stepped back to avoid making waves, not because you lacked courage, but because you were still growing into the full expression of your divine assignment. But now, the masks are falling away. Your difference is no accident. It is your assignment. God designed you to activate change, to awaken what has long been dormant, and to stir the spiritual atmosphere wherever you go. You are a catalyst, a divine disruptor, sent to challenge complacency and ignite transformation. The discomfort you've experienced from others' inability to understand you was always a sign that you were operating on a higher frequency. Your very existence questions old systems, outdated beliefs, and limited expectations. This disruption is not rebellion for its own sake, but a sacred calling to remake and renew. Your presence does not just shake things up, it opens doors, breaks chains, and awakens hearts. You were created to be a force that cannot be ignored, a light that pierces through darkness, and a voice that stirs the silent to action. The world may resist your difference, but God celebrates it. You are here to disrupt, not to destroy, but to rebuild on a foundation of truth, power, and divine authority. In this season, you are no longer waiting for a messenger, a sign, or confirmation from outside sources. God Himself is speaking directly to you through whispers, synchronicities, and moments of sudden clarity that cannot be dismissed. These are not coincidences, but divine communications tailor-made for your awakening. You feel it in your heart, a gentle but persistent voice saying, "You are ready." This readiness was not earned through perfection, but forged through endurance. God has prepared you through every challenge, every season of waiting, and every trial that felt too heavy to bear. The endurance you showed, when no one was watching, was noticed in heaven and is now being rewarded. You have been trained in the fires of patience, humility, and faithfulness, and now God's voice rises above the noise, calling you into your fullness. This direct revelation bypasses confusion, doubt, and fear. It is a sacred connection that assures you you are chosen, you are prepared, and the time has come. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. The silence is over, and the divine voice is loud and clear. This communication is intimate and transformative, setting you apart as one who walks not by sight, but by divine instruction. You are being positioned to lead, to influence, and to stand as a living testimony to God's faithfulness. This is a season of direct communication from heaven, a sacred dialogue that propels you into the destiny you were made to fulfill. Every tear you cried, every injustice you endured, every moment you chose grace over bitterness was being recorded, not by human eyes, but by the divine record keeper. God took note of your endurance, the silent battles you fought, and the humility you maintained when you could have exposed others but chose silence instead. Your story was never forgotten. It was being written into the eternal record as proof of your faithfulness. Now, those records become receipts, evidence that your rise is not accidental or undeserved, but the result of divine grace and intentional design. You are no longer in the season of silence or delay. The rise that you are experiencing speaks for itself. It is not about revenge or proving others wrong, but about allowing your life to become undeniable testimony. Your journey, marked by grace instead of retaliation, is now the foundation for your elevation. The grace you showed when it was hardest is the very grace that is now opening doors for you. This rise is a reversal of every setback, a testimony that God honors those who honor Him through patience and perseverance. You don't need to explain your journey to anyone. Your rise is the proof they need. It will shock many because it defies the expectations of those who doubted you. Your life is becoming evidence, a living testimony of what happens when faith outlasts fear and grace triumphs over bitterness. The record has been kept, and now your rise is the announcement. It's your time to shine. This new season isn't marked by loud declarations or constant battles for recognition. Instead, it is defined by sudden, undeniable peace. The kind of peace that settles in your heart even when external circumstances remain challenging. You no longer chase explanations or approval because you are walking in confirmation. Alignment is no longer about hustle or striving. It is a quiet knowing that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. This peace is the final confirmation of everything God has been revealing to you. It is the proof that the divine orchestration you once questioned is real and active in your life. You will notice recurring signs, repeated confirmations, and echoes of truth that no longer confuse but clarify. This is a season where the whispers become roars, the scattered pieces become whole, and your soul rests in the certainty of your path. You are no longer seeking the truth. you are walking fully immersed in it. Your life radiates this peace and alignment, drawing others to witness the power of divine timing and fulfillment. You are living proof that God's promises never fail, and your story is a beacon of hope for those still in waiting. The unveiling is complete, the silence broken, and your peace secured. You walk forward not in fear or doubt, but with confidence that the best is yet to come.